Hello and welcome back to yet another DIY workshop channel. Kind of a mouthful, but the purpose of these videos that I'm putting out is kind of a DIY at home, different projects or repairs, and not for the sake of saving money or not being able to find someone to do the work, but to take on these projects, be it plumbing, tiling, hot tub projects, working on cars. Why do we do these things ourselves? In my case, I usually take on a project because I feel that I have a vested interest in it, being that it's my house or my object, car, whatever it is. So I feel that I have a vested interest in it, and I can sometimes do a better job because I'm going to take more time. I'm not going to cut corners, and I will research things that I don't know about, and maybe just make that extra effort where I feel that in the end I'm maybe getting something that your typical contractor wouldn't be able to provide. He can't provide it because he's in business to do it, so time is his money. Not so much when it's a DIY project. I guess I bring that up because I took a trip to a local swimming pool spa retailer, and I was shocked when I went in there to see these great big fiberglass beautiful spas, and they're relatively inexpensive. Don't get me wrong, they're thousands of dollars. But I thought for a moment, well, maybe I should have just gotten one of these instead of going through all the trouble of making a wooden hot tub. My wife was with me and she objected right away. She likes the wooden hot tub in the setting of our backyard. It really kind of fits. But an all-in-one package that you buy at your local retailer, that you just maybe get an electrician to hook it up for you, certainly is easier. The point of it is not whether it's easy or not. Doing it yourself pretty much is the harder way to do things. But I'm very happy with the way the wooden hot tub turned out, which was the first video that I did. In this video, I'm going to start to plumb it with the jets and skimmer jets, kind of the intake and the output parts of the tub. I won't be getting into the pumps or the heater in this series because we're actually experiencing an ice storm right now. It is February in Kentucky and it's cold out. I'll probably do a third video of the final installation once it's set in place outside. We like to use the hot tub in the wintertime, so I'm going to emphasize the freeze proofing of this hot tub. That being said, I'm going to move forward with drilling some holes, which is kind of unnerving to me. When you drill a hole, it's pretty permanent. So I'll mark everything out, and I'm going to have 5 jets with little ball adjustments on it. Then there'll be a skimmer, and of course the hot water will come in on a circuit with the skimmer, go through a filter, chlorinator, and then it will come back into the tub. The jets will be plumbed separately. There will be another pump just to switch on just the jets. The heater and the filter will be something that runs continuously. Alright, so I'll get on with it and we'll drill some holes. Alright, so this is what I've decided that the layout is going to be. I kind of did a rough layout of where I want the jets to go. As far as the skimmer, you have a water line indicator here, so you want to set the height to the water line. I think I have it pretty much where I want it. Everything has to be centered on the stave so I can get a good clean hole through the staves. There'll be a 1/2 inch on each side of the hole Each one of these holes is going to be a little larger than I'd like, but 2.5 inch diameter holes, but it'll leave 1/2 inch on both sides. I'm just going to describe where this is going to go, drill it up, and then just below the bench, directly below, there will be another intake down at the bottom. And having 2 intakes for the pumps is a good thing, just in case if someone's foot went over the bottom, then this will take over, and vice versa. If someone leans on this, you won't get stuck to the intake. It's just a good practice. Now these jets, I haven't determined the height yet, but these jets are going to be, yeah, about there. So we'll go around and start drilling it up. Okay, just a quick overview of the plumbing for the jets. There's going to be 2 circulating systems. One is going to be for the jets, which will have air push buttons to turn off and on. I will also put a blower bubbler ring in on the base, on the bottom, which I'll plumb up later on. Today what I'm going to do is the jets, and just kind of a quick how they work. This is the jet body. You saw earlier, put the jets through the wall of the tub. The jet body has 2 manifolds. One is for water, which is the bottom one. So a pump will pump the water in there, and then the top is the air that you adjust to go in and out. So how that is set up is we'll be using this flexible piping to go from each of the jets to a T and an adjustment for the air. So the air will allow you to control the strength of the jet. That's where you get most of your power, is from the aeration. So that'll be plumbed into the top manifold. I'm going to have one of these air controls on both sides, so I'm going to cap off here and here for the air, and then for the water coming in I'm just going to have all of these connected. I've got 5 jets, so I'm going to have all 5 of them connected, and a T will come in for the pump for the jets. I've already started putting in the skimmer. This is the outlet to the skimmer here, and here, and then down at the bottom will come together, and then T to the separate pump, which will have the filter and the heater. So that's a low volume pump that'll just circulate the whole time to keep the tub up to temperature, and also to keep the water clean through a chlorinator and a filter, which I can show later on when I hook it up outside. So what I want to do, as you can see, I've got my jacket on. It's still cold here and very muddy out, so I wanted to do the initial plumbing inside in the garage. Then I'll just remove the plumbing and then relocate the tub outside, and then do the finish plumbing on that. So a lot of this is just off the shelf from a big box store type fitting. You can get these PVC fittings at any place. Some of them are specialty fittings, like the air, of course, the jet and the jet body. These through nuts, which screw onto the back of the jet. Those are more something you would get from a swimming pool store or online. So I'm going to use a little bit of rigid PVC, but mostly I'm going to use the flexible PVC. Alright, we'll get on with it then. Okay, I'm going to conclude this video. I got a chance to show everybody how some of the basic plumbing is done. I wanted to pre-plumb this tub before I took it outside. I can remove everything that I put on. These jet bodies are screwed together with a gasket in between to make them watertight. So I can unscrew everything, take it off, move the tub, set it in place, put everything back on. It'll make life a lot easier for me instead of getting into bad angles and whatnot. So I think I gave a pretty good overview of how the plumbing works, and not everything is fixed with PVC dope. I still want some flexibility on things like this, because this will be mounted into the deck or the skirt that goes around it. So these air controls will be out here somewhere, so I'll plumb them for that. The outlet from the skimmer will ultimately be fixed once I get the pumps and the filter in place. So I still have some flexibility. So this is about as far as I want to go with the plumbing, and everything turned out pretty good, and I appreciate everyone sticking around for this. If you haven't watched the first video on making the tub, please go back and check that out, and stand by for the part 3. I'll see if I can get some guys to help me move this thing. That should be interesting. It does weigh a lot, and it's a little bit bulky, but we'll get it in place, and it will be outside, and it'll be plumbed to operate year-round. And I'll get into that a little bit more in part 3 of the video. So again, thanks for watching, and subscribe, hit like if you like, and I'll see you next time. All right.